Well, quick, just again, shout out to everybody who's here. This is absolutely incredible. It's an absolute dream to be able to sit here and do this. Again, I was talking with Alex and Chrissy earlier, like what's so great about this? I mean, it's the logo that brings everybody together, what makes Gator Nation the best in the country. And again, this is an absolute dream for all of us to be here. So really shout out to all of you guys for one, allowing us to listen to our dumbness talk all the time, for tuning in every single week, listening to us. It means the absolute world to us. So I appreciate y'all. And it's hot as balls out here. So thank you guys.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is our first one, so we're certainly glad everybody could join us for this. We didn't know what the turnout would be, and you guys definitely showed up.
This is incredible.
There might be a saying, "There's never a dull moment in Gator Nation," so I think that's why you guys are here. I mean, we can't do this without the support of you guys. So certainly happy everyone.
We could have hosted this in the swamp. Like that's where we're at.
Yeah, next year in the swamp. Next year in the swamp.
Let's just not do it in July.
Yeah. We're gonna do it
next year, July inside.
We said we're gonna do it at the end of the season. Yeah. So it's gonna be in February. Because we're gonna go to the Natty.
All right,
let's go. Liven up. Get a beer. Let's go.
More drink tickets are over there. Well, we wanted to get everybody on and kind of talk about a couple different things. Obviously, we'll take some audience questions too. No OnlyFans. I don't think anybody on the stage is on OnlyFans up here, so we can get that question out of the way. Nick said not yet, so he is a new dad, so who knows what might happen in his life.
Only dads.
Onlydads.com. All right, so we want to kind of do a little bit of a roundtable. Corey, if you want to come up whenever you're ready as well, we're going to kind of do a roundtable here. Try to keep this quick, maybe another 20, 30 minutes, and then, of course, if you have questions, please feel free. Where's Seth? There he is. All right, Seth, we had this question.
Designated for you.
Yeah, so we're going to ask you a question about scheme, about sports, all that, or about the actual game of football, but the X's and O's. Is Florida doing enough to scheme around DJ Lagway's dual threat abilities, in your opinion?
I mean, I think it's pretty hard to tell after last year, just with the injury and the timing of how many reps he got. When he got in early, he did have chance to run the ball. He had some read element stuff. The infamous jet sweep against Tennessee, I think, was a read. He could have kept it like a power read. But they've got everything they need to implement more quarterback run game stuff. I do a show with Bud Davis. He kind of Gators Game Day. He really looks at kind of the statistical side of everything, and we've talked the last couple of years about like almost feeling like there's a Frankenstein element to the offense where the pistol, there's a lot of play action, a lot of great downhill run game stuff. The shotgun, there hasn't been as good of run game stuff, especially the last couple of years. I think the kind of issue there is kind of what you've had at quarterback. You can't really hold the backside pursuit with your quarterback because he's wasn't a run first guy. So if you add some of the read stuff you had in with Richardson, I think they've got everything in the book to kind of get there, but it's hard to judge after that first season.
Wait and see. Go ahead.
Seth, there might be some misnomers about Billy Napier's offense. Not explosive enough. Can they pass more? Can they go 4 wide? Can they go 5 wide? One reason I wanted to put you on this is you've been to Billy Napier's coaching clinics and dive into the offense. So are there elements of the offense that we have still yet to see? Can they open it up? Can they go 4 wide, 5 wide? Is it in the offense?
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's always you're going to play your best personnel, what you think gives you the best chance to win. But, there's a lot of talk about, the passing concepts. And, I did a look at it a couple years ago, and you look at the concepts they're running in the passing game. It's the same stuff the Chiefs are running, the Patriots ran with Brady, LSU in 2019. It's the same concept. So it's not an issue of concepts or complexity. And when you go to the clinics, you get to see them teach. And right, coaching is a lot about teaching. And they do a really good job of teaching and breaking concepts down for quarterbacks, which is kind of the meetings I've attended and watched. So I don't see why not. It's just going to be kind of what fits best with what they want to do. But there's no reason. I mean, this is probably the most, as a play caller, this is going to be, I'd imagine, the most talented offense he's ever coached. So you may see some things you haven't seen. And kind of the other part of that is you've had basically first-year quarterbacks every year. Right? So maybe we haven't gotten to the second-year stuff where we're kind of keep building the foundation, doing what the guy's comfortable with in his first year, and now we can kind of expand on it.
We might have the guys this year, definitely on the offensive line, running back room. I think wide receiver, we talked a lot about it. We've got a lot of unbelievable players, a lot of highly ranked 4-star guys, some 5-star guys in that group. We just need to see a little bit more production of what they could be, right? It's more of an idea than it is in terms of proven production coming back. I want to get this question for everybody quick, just round robin here. Who do you guys think is going to emerge as DJ Lagway's go-to wide receiver this year? Nick?
J Mike.
That's my guess too.
Okay, Corey?
I'll go Aiden Mazzell. I don't need 2 mics, bro. Relax. I'll go Aiden Mazzell. They have a lot of chemistry. They played on second team together when they played the Georgia game last year, and a couple of times they connected very well. So I'll just get out of the same answer as J Mike, and go just Aiden Mazzell just from that standpoint. They have some chemistry.
Yeah, I think a healthy Trey Wilson kind of slides into that Ricky Pearsall role we saw a few years ago, and I think he might end up being the go-to guy.
I'm going J Mike, Nick, and I don't know if you agree with this. I think he was held back at UCLA last year. He had that one great year a couple seasons ago at Cal, I think it was, and just really exploded. I think that potential was still there, and I think it's going to be a quarterback like DJ Lagway that unlocks his full potential.
Cal, UCLA, Florida, elite academic pedigree right there.
Yeah, I like Eugene as well. I think his separation is going to be fantastic for DJ, especially when he's able to roll out and just pick him up into the center. I would like to see some tight end work too. One of those guys pop off. That'd be a fun one to see. But there's a lot of guys that I feel like he can get comfortable with. We saw him spread the ball well last year. So it's exciting that there's a lot of weapons that he can go to.
Yeah, I think trend-wise, Eugene makes the most sense because he's at the spot that Pearsall was at, and then also Chim DK, right?
Yeah,
so
DK,
in this offense,
who
that's one of the
he was comfortable throwing to.
facts. I think that spot too. I think it's one of the
Just his visual, just where you can see
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Who's the new breakout star on the offense this year?
I'll take it real quick. So I was on a Independent Gators podcast, and he asked that question. And obviously, you want to go to the sexy players first, which is fun. But I want Bryce Lovett. I want the right tackle to be the breakout guy because he's the breakout guy along an All-American center. And we heard about Damian George and Najee Harris doing some fantastic things as well from our running backs.
And a great left tackle, too.
Yeah, obviously, you love me some Austin Barber. If Bryce Lovett's your breakout dude, like I said on our show, like Jake Slaughter was kind of last couple of years, winning that brick, I think we're going to be in fantastic hands.
Okay. Bryce Lovett.
Is Dallas Wilson the obvious, obvious answer?
No, I don't think so. He's a freshman.
He's a freshman. You're right.
Yeah, kind of line out of freshman stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Trey Wilson be that utility freshman wide receiver. What about the wide receiver that goes down the field? Like your freshman receivers that we saw all do it last year at Ohio State and Alabama. Mm-hmm. I mean, so can we see a freshman receiver at Florida be that downfield, big-bodied, it don't matter who's guarding me, I'm going to body him anyway and go ahead and catch a pass? It's got to be Dallas Wilson.
When was the last time we had a wide receiver as a freshman? I mean, maybe Percy Harvin, but they're different. They're different wide receivers. When was the last freshman?
Callaway?
Maybe Callaway, Antonio Callaway? I was going all the way back to like Andre Caldwell. Florida just hasn't gotten that big-bodied 5-star wide receiver in a long time.
To be a freak right away.
Yeah, to be a freak right away, and we saw that obviously.
I think Eugene had it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Eugene had it. I think because he was that 5-star guy that was electric that freshman year. I think that the scheme wasn't necessarily fit for him. Obviously, didn't have the size on him. A lot of yoga and a lot of wind sprints back then, and obviously got injured early on. But he was on that path,
right,
for sure.
Seth, what about you, brother?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a cop-out to say one of the 3 freshman receivers, but, the cool part about the clinic is we get to attend a full day of practice. So that full day of practice, like, Dallas Wilson was probably, like, the 3rd most outstanding of that group. Like, I thought VB3 was unbelievable. He broke some people off in the red zone, and I think he's going to be a problem if he can get on the field.
Corey?
I'm gonna go out of left field again. I'm gonna go KD Daniels.
Okay.
We got that running back room's loaded, but I think he just brings a different element to that room. I think he's a guy that can flank out wide, run the route tree. Billy does that thing where he's sending running backs out when we're in empty sets, and it gets a little weird. But I think KD Daniels, even though he missed spring towards the end of last year, we've seen some of that big play potential. I think he's probably the fastest guy in the running back room. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go KD Daniels.
Mine's on. Yeah, I'm going to go with Dallas or VB3. I think Trey will be outside a little bit more this year. Dallas probably backing up J Mike. But VB3 is a guy who I think in some of those end arounds that you end up running miles and miles without getting the ball handed to you. I think that might be some of his role. But, yeah, being out there for a full practice, you kind of see how these guys are acclimating. And all three of those freshmen in the spring, Nashawn Montgomery, VB3, and Dallas Wilson, were getting a ton of reps.
All right, let's move to the defensive side of the ball. Just a couple more questions here. Who do you guys think is going to be the breakout star of defense this year? Nick, we'll start with you.
Tyreek Sapp.
Tyreek Sapp.
St.
Thomas.
To St. Thomas Aquinas.
Shout out to Broward County.
STA Pride.
Yeah.
George Gums.
Okay.
Give me 30 and 4. I think George Gums is going to have a big year. He's going to be a problem off that edge to block. He has a lot of energy, but give me George Gums.
I'm going to go with, I like to pick out guys that we haven't really seen that much of, but we've seen flashes of. I'm going to go with Myles Graham, linebacker.
Yes.
I think that, when he has been on the field, you can definitely see the presence that he brings. You go back, you look at that Tulane game where he was in coverage, gets the interception. I don't think we've seen a linebacker get an interception like that in a long time at the University of Florida. And it brought back some memories of me seeing Brandon Spikes out there on the field as well. How he was good at turning the ball over and creating interceptions and things like that. So my breakout player will be Myles Graham this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with Myles Graham too. It's good to see like guys that play linebacker in high school being recruited to play linebacker. There were so many guys who were being converted. It's kind of an instinctual position, and I think he's got it. Like you saw when he got in, he made plays. He was around the football. And he's obviously got some good pedigree. So I think it'll be Myles Graham.
I'm going Jaden Robinson. It's a little different from you guys. Also a linebacker.
I was talking to him. He had 7 touchdowns on defense his senior year of high school.
I like him for 3 this year.
Okay, bold.
Yeah.
Bold.
Yeah. Take it to Hard Rock Bet.
I want to mention Cormani, too.
Cormani McLean. Everybody wants to talk about Cormani McLean.
I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. It's never been about what he was doing on the field. And I think he's figured out all the off-the-field stuff. Coaching staff is high on him. I think he's going to get a lot of burn.
That other cornerback spot really comes down to Cormani. I think both going to play a lot, but that cornerback spot opposite of Devin Moore coming down to the competition of Cormani and Dijon Johnson. Who do you think wins that battle?
I think I'd be interested to see if Cormani can play inside, because I've seen Dijon slide inside and play nickel, and if you're trying to get your best 5 DBs on the field, if one guy can play nickel and the other can't, hey, let's get the 3 best on. But yeah, Didi's had a good off season. I think they took care of all of his stuff. He's a great teammate, freak on the field. I think we started to see a little bit towards the end of the year what he could be. But I like those 3, especially if you get a full season of Devin Moore being healthy. That's a really strong 3 cornerbacks.
Man, wouldn't that be something? A full season of Devin Moore. Would love to see it. What do you guys think? So Florida gets a start against Long Island this year, which is a nice warm-up game. Then they have USF. Then they get into the SEC. Then they go to Miami, and then they're kind of in the throes of the SEC schedule after that. What is your litmus test for the year on the Gators? What's the one game that you're looking to see how they perform is going to be, this is how this year is going to go?
I think everybody would say LSU, but me personally, I think it's Miami. You go into week 1 last year, game didn't go the way that we wanted it to, obviously. I think a lot of those players, remember what happened when they were in the stands, planting flags, doing all sorts of stuff. I think the players are going to be up for that game. I think they got that circled on the calendar. They probably won't tell you that in person, but a lot of those players that played in that game last year are still here this year, and I think that, that's going to be, the ultimate test of, hey, look, week 3 is going to be a test, but week 4, really, these players are up for this game, and I think that, what happens that game could ultimately fade into the rest of the season and kind of drive this team into hopefully playoff contention when they get down the stretch of the schedule. So I'm going to go pick week 4, but I think week 3 is just as important as well.
Go ahead, Seth. Go.
You'll know, I think, who this team is after that 4-game stretch. You get the 2 first games. LSU's just tough to play at. They have a good team. They lost a lot, but they have a good team. That's just a tough place to play.
Be good in portal, too.
Yeah. At Miami, I like that pick. That's going to be a home game. And on the road, that's 2 away games. Is there a away game, too?
Is it at their stadium? Oh, wait.
It's at the Dolphins Stadium.
I think it's at John Ruiz's new stadium.
Yeah.
But in terms of what do you want to see? Like, what does the record look like after those first 4 games? The road trips are tough. I think Texas is going to be electric in the swamp. But that first LSU trip, I think that'll be a litmus test for me to see
Man,
how
you
they
go
travel
4-0 through that.
Woohoo! I'm getting my hotel in Atlanta. No deposit back.
Yeah.
I'll be reckless on Twitter talking 4-0. I do like that we starting without a big game this year. We struggle with game ones, so I do like the easy matchups. So I would say just we slowly dialing it up with LIU and then USF. I would say the biggest game for me, I'm gonna agree with my guy Dave over here, is Miami. For a lot of different reasons, but mostly what Dave said, bro. It's a lot of get back there. There's a lot of disrespect, and we just got embarrassed at home just to keep it plain. So these guys should have some revenge at heart. If they don't have revenge at heart for that game, then it's going to tell us a lot about the rest of the season.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I think Miami as well, not to just jump on the train, but, it's also going to be like the second of a back-to-back road trip. So how are you going to be able to deal with that kind of difficult part of the schedule that could translate to the rest of the year? And then I think if you're good enough to beat Miami, who will probably be an ACC championship contender, maybe for the first time for them, but if you can beat them, you're probably kind of right on that playoff line. So I think that's probably a pretty good test. LSU at home is tough for anybody. If you win that one, great. But if you go take care of business against Miami on the road, I think you're now you're talking playoff.
What is a playoff? Is an 8-4? No, probably not. 9-3.
9-3. But then you got to go 9-3.
Depends on the 3 and how the 3 are, but I think 9 gets you into the conversation.
Mike 7 keeps falling out.
Let's get Shelton up here. Let's get Dave back up here. Any questions from the crowd? We're starting to wrap up here a little bit. I know it's hot. We appreciate everybody for joining and hanging out today. What questions we got from the crowd? I know you guys have a pressing question you guys have.
Shelton, where you at, baby?
Respect.
Sweating in jeans.
Is DJ 100% going?
Dave, I passed to Dave for this.
Yeah, Dave Waters, you can answer. Is DJ Lagway 100% going into fall camp?
I don't think he'll ever be 100%.
Okay.
I just think that's where he's at until he
95.
Until he might have had to have a surgery or something down the road. I don't think he needs one now. He can get through the season.
I'm 100%.
Sheldon's 100%. He might be
80,
he might be spinning it with Aiden Warner. We get to game one. DJ Lagway's gonna be out there, and we'll see where it goes. I mean, we can't project what injuries may not happen down the road. But when Florida lines up game one, DJ Lagway's gonna be quarterback, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's actually a great question because I think the season is largely dependent on DJ's health. Like, we talking playoffs, you're going to need a healthy DJ to make the playoffs for a lot of reasons that my guy who just left was talking about the RPO, being able to hold back, Self was saying, being able to hold backside defensive ends accountable in this offense and being able to operate in the RPO. DJ's going to have to be healthy for us to make a playoff run. But, I couldn't put a percentage on it. He's not at 100.
Yeah, we're not at 100 right now.
We're not at 100, which is cool.
I think Dan's
the closest we're going to get to 100.
You feel that? You feel that, right? He's taking over the negative Nick vibe.
No.
Yeah.
This is just being realistic.
That was a fan question.
Downy Dan. Oh, that was a fan question?
Downer Dan.
Oh, okay.
My only thing is, I hope he's as healthy as possible. Those first 2 games don't mean a lot, so we don't have to run him down, put him out on the field a lot those first 2 games, in my opinion. So if he's not, let's preserve him as much as we can because he's going to have to run the ball for this offense to really do what it need to do, man. So that's just my take on it.
I was thinking about it because obviously it keeps getting brought up, and I don't – my concern is, I hope this doesn't become a thing where it's a conversation of, if he could have been this, if he could have stayed healthy, because, again, these things keep popping up. I don't know what it is.
Stay positive, my brother.
Yeah, you're right. Dan's got me down, bro.
It wasn't my question. It wasn't my question.
No, I feel confident. I think
we got a warrior at quarterback.
That's my thing. I think
if he's not 100%, they're gonna have to pull him off the field, right? So we got a warrior. We got a guy. If he's nicked up and bruised up a little bit, he's gonna fight through the season and try to get this thing into the playoffs.
To extend that on another conversation, is there any concern with him missing spring practice at all?
No.
Fall practice.
No.
it's just
With him missing spring.
I think there's
LeBron, I just was talking to LeBron, and I was talking to him about chemistry with the wide receivers, and I go, hey, there's a concern that, there wasn't much chemistry. He obviously has chemistry with DJ going back to high school. I said, hey, who mimics what you two have on the football field? I don't know if he said him and Aiden Mizell. So kind of a little key breakout. But also, he goes, look, there hasn't been any hiccups in the sense of them growing chemistry. Because I asked, well, obviously there's a big concern of him playing with those guys. So I just talked to him just now. So again,
it's not ideal. Like, you want your quarterback to play spring, but I'm not overly concerned with. He's a preparation guy. Only thing I worry about DJ is health wise, preparation wise, and growing from year 1 to year 2. That's not a worry of mine. I think he's going to grow and do what he need to do in that department.
Yeah, the take here for me is Florida's not going to be a college football playoff team because DJ Lagway missed spring practice.
Correct.
Amen. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Speaking of the quarterback show from Netflix, if you go back, if anyone's seen that, those 3 quarterbacks were basically playing just destroyed the entire season. Like, it was kind of a cool insight of they're just beat up. Like, that's just the name of the game. Like, I'm not encouraging that, but what he's going through are just not always commonality things, but these quarterbacks play through injuries, they play through getting beat up, they're getting slammed week in and week out. So I'm sure Tim Tebow dealt with stuff. The other part of it I think about it is I was talking with somebody earlier that back in the day, like, the information they had was very limited, and now it's like you hear about they take a piss next to Dan in the stall. Like, you hear about everything, and sometimes it can be overload, right?
That's how Dan likes to meet people.
So the old meet and greet.
Yeah.
I think we are forgetting that Aiden Warner can spin it.
I'm not concerned. I'm hoping Aiden gets the job.
I think Sam.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I think Sam had a question. Sam Dog, come on. There we go.
What do we think about Billy
Billy
Napier?
Napier surviving this year.
What do we think about Billy Napier surviving this year?
Positive panels.
Hey, I think playoffs. I think Lagway saves his job and his career a little bit here, man. Like, on my mind, we making the playoffs, bro. This is the Lagway era.
I think this is the most talented roster he's had by far.
No question. I think the most talented roster Florida's had in
a long time.
Even over that 2020 team. I think that team had key components and a little bit of explosiveness that allowed them to do great things in 2020 with Kyle Trask and Pitts. But I would say across the board, this team is dumb talented.
Yeah, I think their defense is a lot better than that group.
And that's where the question comes in.
Yeah.
Like, when you talk about Billy Napier, I think there's a lot of talent on this team.
Yeah.
And then you have to go to the sideline of, is that why this team is going to make the playoff or not make the playoff? Because I think the talent is there to make the playoff.
Yeah.
So then you go to crucial decisions at critical times. Play calling late first half, early second half, late in the game.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at that. We're going to be breaking it all down because we think the quarterback's there. We think the offensive talent's there.
Yeah.
What is the decision making going to be in those crucial situations?
The excuses are over.
Yeah.
Early
early personnel too. Like, I think early in the year last year we were playing some of the wrong guys with Boone and some other dudes. So just having early personnel decisions, people in the right spot early is going to be key. But every team or every coach that has made that turn has had a type of quarterback like Lagway. You get the Jimbo Fishers with Jameis, even when Dan Mullen they had Tebow. They made that turn with. Even when Leak was a generational recruit. Like, Leak was the number 1 quarterback coming out of high school.
Yeah. He could spin it.
He could spin it for sure.
Yeah.
One of the best spinners ever.
Bro, 100%.
Yeah, one of the great
Joey Burrow at LSU. Like,
Yeah.
there's key components. I mean, look, Will Howard at Ohio State last year was still a phenomenal plug into that system around some great superstars.
Right.
A big component to this team, too, that I think is much different, I've talked about it from time to time, is that on the first time since Billy has been here, we have a coach at every position on defense. So the safety, the cornerbacks, the linebackers, the edge room, the defensive line, it's not...
And a real defensive coordinator.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, it's not being shared amongst, like, 5 different people. Armstrong came in and took on 2 roles. There wasn't a true safety. Raymond had the whole entire secondary. And, like, why does that matter? Well, in game, those guys don't have time to fix anything. So they're kind of on their own out there. I think Jordan Castell struggled with that a little bit last year as well. So those are huge components, I think, on the defense side of the ball that we have not had.
You guys think Russ Callaway gets to call the calls this year? Or is Billy going to be wearing the headset?
Who is Wes?
I said Russ.
Oh, you said Russ? Okay,
Yeah.
I think you doubled down on West again.
I had a few mistakes today, but that wasn't one of them.
I think there's been some smoke behind the scenes. Nick is going to tell me it's not happening, but I've heard behind the scenes that Russ is going to get the sheets here a little bit.
Well, Nick thinks the guys are boring, so I don't know.
So when you say a little bit, do you think it's still going to be some split? Like Napier calling plays as well? I mean, how does that work? It's got to be one guy. It can't.
Nobody's going to take accountability for it. from what I've seen with Billy Napier since he's been here, right, I'm not gonna try to change the zebra stripes here a little bit. I think he's gonna say they're play calling it by committee, but from what I'm hearing behind the scenes, you're gonna see more tempo. That should be a change that you see. We've been in between big plays. Even if we no huddle, we get to the line of scrimmage and then take the full play clock to get another playoff. So I was told to see if the urgency and the pace of the game pick up, and if so, then that'll let us know that Russ Callaway got the sticks here a little bit.
Well, you can do those things with a second-year quarterback. Like, it's going to be really hard to do those things with DJ Lagway as a freshman, not knowing he's going to be the quarterback when Graham Mertz goes down.
Right.
He don't have the full offense. I mean, as much as he might say he does as a true freshman, no, I guarantee you he knows more about the offense now than he did a year ago.
Yep.
So, yeah, we should be able to see those small things that add up to a better offense.
So you've described DJ Lagway as a quarterback, kind of like a Lamborghini. Me and you go to a Lamborghini dealership right now. You buy the car. As we walk to it, you're going to toss me the keys and be like, "Hey man, take it for a spin. You can drive it. You can drive that car."
If I'm drunk, yes.
I'm just saying.
And the driver sober, of course.
Right.
We've talked about this every year after Billy's first year, after his second year. It makes no sense to me. Why would he give up play calling when you have a quarterback like that who is going into his second year? It makes no sense.
Ooh.
All right.
Look, my biggest thing, I think I've always argued the play calling hasn't necessarily been the factor. It's the game of feel. It's the feel of the game that Napier struggles with. I think just understanding where they're at, when to call a certain play, having the right sense of urgency.
Yeah.
And could him calling plays cause a factor to that, not being able to kind of just think in the moment and just live freely, lives too much to analytics? I think that's the factor. It's not the playbook. It's not even, again, sometimes it does become the play calling, but Russ is going to be calling the same playbook that Billy's drawn up. I think that, again, I agree. I like that analogy of like, hey, this is a Lambo. Napier has basically built the dealership and created it for this Lambo, let him kind of work it in, and every now and then let Russ drive it on a straightaway. I love analogies. They're my favorite.
That's good. What do you guys think? Talk to me about success this year. Do we only classify success as playoffs or better? Can you not make the playoffs and still say, hey, let's give this thing another 1 year go around?
I think 9-3 because it depends on. Because I was just talking to Zach back there, and he was asking me a question before I came up here about if Florida goes 9-3, but they get the old Miss treatment and miss the playoffs. How do you play that? I just think the schedule is too hard to keep them out at 9-3. But at the same time, a lot has to happen around them from other conferences. I think that was a big factor last year.
I mean, 9-3 is question. Anything better than that, you're in.
Right.
And 9-3 gets hairy. So you don't know what 9-3 is going to get you in.
9-3 could get you in the SEC championship. I'm not no joke.
It did a few years ago.
I mean, the top has come back a little bit. Texas, Georgia, Alabama, it has come back. So
9-3 with the toughest schedule in college football is playoffs.
I agree. That's what I'm
playoffs. I think it's playoffs.
I'm just trying to win again.
9-3, you're talking about. I don't think anybody, if we win, however you mark up your 3 L's, it's going to be hard to find a better resume than the wins we have if we're at 9-3. I think a 9-3 team, we make the playoffs. But for me, it's playoff or bust, bro. I think this is one of the most talented teams in the country. We got a top 10 roster. If he can't win with this roster, it's not going to happen.
9-3 would be progress. But 9-3 and missing the playoff would still suck.
So the Ole Miss analogy though, like Florida, the schedule is front loaded. You get like the back end of the schedule is at Tennessee, who doesn't have Nico. It's
Florida State.
So we're not going to lose late, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm like,
the best ones are
Ole
early.
Miss wouldn't have lost in Gainesville. They were going to be on a path to go. So like, I don't see the losses.
Well, they would have had 10
late, but you're
wins,
also not going to have games that could vault you up.
Florida wasn't a great loss at that
something.
point for them, is what you're also alluding to. Like if that loss,
was not.
Yeah.
I
think a big thing too. I always try to like look back. Right, we always do that. This team, because we're thinking playoff or bust. This team isn't the sophomore year of Tim Tebow. I don't feel like. I think it's the freshman year of Tim Tebow. Even though we don't have a Chris Leak in the driver's seat, the talent around him is that Chris Leak team with a younger quarterback. Does that make sense?
This is the oldest roster he's had.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you were thinking like, oh, but Tim Tebow and what did he do in his sophomore year? The team around Tim Tebow is not the same as what DJ has his sophomore year. So
because Tebow had a brand new defense on the other side.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so it's more that 06 team where like, yeah, look what that team was able to accomplish, even with a sophomore quarterback. I think that the guys around him it's an incredible group.
That's huge. Any other questions from the crowd before we wrap up here? We're going to do a raffle too.
Right here. Sure. Influence of how Callaway going to have the influence on the practices. Is that what you're asking? 2020 hearing, boys.
How did you hear that?
Dial him, baby. It's the youth.
That's wild, man.
It's the
You're
youth.
not
That's
youth.
fantastic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think an offensive coordinator is a lot more than just calling plays, right? There's going to be a lot more when it comes to practice, a lot more when it comes to communication. I think every Gator fan wants better communication from the sidelines going into play calls. But, Shelton, what are your thoughts?
We've heard about that a little bit when we were talking about with tight end. I can't remember who it was. I think it's Zach Alberverdi and a couple of guys from the On 3 that came on the show when they were talking about recruiting some tight ends and big time tight ends and how they want to involve them in the pass game and how Amir Jackson going into his sophomore year was somebody that was turning heads in practice a little bit, moving down the football field, and that Callaway was a factor into that because obviously Callaway is in charge of recruiting the tight end. So we've actually heard, to your point, like, yes, he's already been involved, I would say, from what I'm hearing in that. Because, again, like, yeah, can he come in and call plays? But if they're not used to his tempo, his system, it's not going to mean anything. Great question.
Yeah, they said at the clinic, Callaway scripted practice during spring. So he was doing all the scripting.
I just made that up.
calls and things like that. So
Thank you, Seth. I appreciate
Yeah, I
that.
don't think we're good there.
I just telling y'all what I'm hearing. I'm not saying if Russ Callaway
Well, I've heard
doesn't
it
call
too.
the plays, do not come crazy at me. I just would tell you guys what I'm hearing.
But
And
we
I'm
heard
hearing
that
this
a
week.
year ago, too, going into the season. That Napier may not be calling plays.
I heard he did in the Miami game.
How'd that go?
It's more sauce to that, but I'm not gonna do it here.
Talk to Corey
great man,
privately
great
if you want
football
sauce.
I know the staff is watching. Hey guys,
Great, yeah. Great men, great football players, right, Nick?
Yes.
He's bought in.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Right here. Up there.
Record predictions.
Shelton? Why not?
man, y'all 10 wins,
10 and
man.
2.
10
Yes.
10 and 2, 10 and 2.
I was trying to be up 10 wins.
10 and 2.
Give me 10.
Yeah, I'm torn between 10-2, 9-3.
Okay, all right.
I was your blue glasses today,
Okay.
so 10-2.
All right.
There's
10
7
and 2.
wins. There's 7 wins in my opinion where I feel very confident in Florida. Like we go back to the good old days where it's like, hey, these are all chalked up as W's. There's 7 on my calendar. Then you've got the other ones that are the other 5, and I believe we have the team to compete with those LSU's. Texas, I think curb stomp Texas. I'm pumped to play them. I think that to me is a big game. It's a huge catalyst to recruiting this make-believe quarterback contest between that other guy in Texas and DJ. It's not real, and I really think that Florida can. We saw back in 2010 when Bama kind of took the torch, right, from Florida and kind of ran with the SEC.
Yeah, 2009.
In my opinion, that's the game. That's the game where you can kind of take that torch back and run.
Yeah.
It's going to be all about the road games. Billy Napier's yet to be a team on the road that has finished the season with a winning record.
Yet.
That's a good point, too.
Yet.
So LSU's going to finish the season
Yeah.
with a winning record.
Yeah, LSU's
Miami
gonna be-
probably
LSU's
is
important, too.
Maybe.
Texas A&M probably as well.
Probably.
So you got to beat 2 of those 3 on the road. Ole Miss is on the road.
Yeah, I got the Gators going 12-0, Dave. You know?
Gators by a million, baby.
We ain't lost until we lost.
Yeah, but it's going to be those road games that come into it. So is it Texas A&M? Is it LSU? Is it Ole Miss that Florida's going to have to get over to make the playoff?
Corey, what do you got?
10 and 2.
Yeah, 10. I got 10 wins, man.
10 wins?
Yeah, 10 wins. And,
Nick?
And I got lag at the Heisman ceremony.
Lagway at the highest.
Oh,
Let's go.
New York for sure.
Lagway's in New York.
Let's go.
Lagway's in New York.
I'll go 9-3.
Negative Nick.
Didn't you say 9-3 too, Sheldon?
10 and 2.
Oh, okay, very good.
Negative
Oh,
Nick.
no. Dave had 9-3.
Yeah,
All right.
Dave had.
Any other questions?
I was torn.